Hey guys, Larissa here, popping on with your labor nurse. I'm excited to bring you this new video today talking about what you should pack for your hospital bag. This is from a nurse's perspective. I know there are tons of great videos out there for moms who've already gone to the hospital, so this is things that I noticed that I feel like patients usually forget. I'm not really giving anything medical today, but just a disclaimer, as I always say, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse practitioner, I don't prescribe, I'm just a nurse and I'm here to educate you. So I'm going to start my list today with mom stuff. So these are things that I think are important for mom to bring to the hospital. My disclaimer at the beginning of this video is if you are a first-time mom, you are bound to overpack. So let me tell you, you're probably going to stay for 2 to 3 days. If this is real labor, if you're going to have your baby, your hospital stay is usually about 2 to 3 days. Now, can it be more? Absolutely. We also have hospital gowns, so it's not like you're going to be going for too long without clothes. But keep in mind that really you should only need a suitcase. Maybe your husband or your significant other or your support person brings one bag, and you should have a suitcase for you and maybe a small little diaper bag for baby. Keep it simple. You have to bring a baby out in a car seat when you leave, and you should really be able to do it in one trip. So don't overpack. It's not necessary. It won't be the end of the world. Here are things though that I think that you will need. So for mama, bring some comfy clothes. A lot of women prefer not to labor in their own clothes. They'll put on a hospital gown just because laboring can get kind of dirty. Also, a lot of times you don't wear underwear just because simply there are things coming out and you just don't need to get anything else dirty. So a lot of times that's what labor looks like. So for after, when you're done, baby's out, you want things that you are going to sleep well in, things that you're going to be able to sit well in. Your body is going to be changing, and so you're going to have this odd tummy that's flatter than when baby was in it, but won't quite fit into your old clothes. So sweatpants, tank tops, things for nursing if you plan to breastfeed, wear just like a cami so that you have easy access to just lift it up and feed baby. Or if you purchase nursing bras, wear those. So you can do those kind of things. I've even seen some women bring like a nice cotton robe and they just wear like shorts and a comfy tank top and a robe the whole time because they just want to be able to kind of easily access things and be able to help breastfeed baby. So that's what I would bring for clothes. Stick to the comfy stuff. If you really want to look nice for pictures or if you're doing something like that, I would wait to do pictures till you get home, but it's totally your call. Maybe bring one nice outfit or shirt even just for that so that you pop on a shirt. But stay comfy. This is a hospital that isn't super comfortable, so make sure that you dress comfortably. Things for toiletries, obviously bring your necessities, toothbrush, stuff like that. The biggest thing though is you will get to take a shower after you have baby, vaginal delivery or C-section. And so bring something that smells good. Bring something that makes you feel clean because regardless, you're just going to feel kind of dirty and grimy. So bring something that is good smelling and that you have your own body wash and shampoo. It'll just make you feel more like yourself after. For shoes, for socks and things like that, I would bring a pair of slippers and or sandals, like flip-flops and things like that. A lot of people don't like to stand barefoot in the shower, so bringing flip-flops makes that easy. And then if you want to get up from the bed to the bathroom and things like that, sometimes socks aren't the best and most comfortable and they get kind of dirty. So feel free to bring like some sort of slippers with a hard bottom, which might make life a little bit easier. Ponytails. When you're in labor, a lot of women want to put their hair up because they get really hot. Bring extra ponytails or headbands and things like that so you can make it easy to just pop it on up. Some women really like to bring their own pillow just because the hospital pillows are uncomfortable, so then they have something to sleep on that's more familiar to them. Another thing is if you're going to breastfeed and you plan on using the boppy pillows at home, go ahead and bring that because then we can help you feel comfortable using it for when you go home. Definitely bring a phone charger. You're going to want to let everybody know and take all those pictures, so make sure you and dad or your support person bring a pillow. The other thing is lanolin cream. A lot of people use that for their breasts when they're breastfeeding just to help, especially first-time moms with like the dry and the cracked nipples. People a lot of times have their own brand and have a preference, so make sure that you bring your own if you know that you have something specific you want to use. Random things that I feel like people always forget is a Roku stick or movies. So if you're being induced for labor, meaning you're coming in and they're using medication and medicine and stuff like that to help your labor be induced, it can be a long process, and I think people don't realize that. So bring something, because we just have cable TV most of the time. I can't speak for every hospital, but most hospitals just have cable TV. So bring movies and a Roku stick so that you can kind of occupy yourself and things like that. Or even bring a speaker so that you can listen to your own music and kind of let your mind relax while you're laboring or while you're prepping to go into labor. My last thing for moms is that to bring snacks for after delivery. Depending on when you deliver, there aren't always vending machines, or anyway, the cafeteria just isn't always open. So bring some of your favorite snacks so you can at least do that until you're able to get a meal or run to a restaurant or pick up something to go. It's just kind of nice to have your favorite snack right after, because a lot of times women are hungry. Keep in mind that we provide the wonderful mesh underwear and we provide pads. So those are things that you don't need to bring. Those are things that we provide at the hospital. So hopefully all that stuff can fit in one little suitcase. It's just like a cute little overnight bag with just a few extra comfy clothes. For baby, this is a smaller list, but these are things I feel like people overpack for baby, and most of the time baby is swaddled in a blanket and has a hat on. Most people don't want to put baby in an outfit right away because a lot of hospitals are doing delayed bathing. So they're waiting to bathe baby for 12 to 24 hours. So baby's kind of gross and covered in stuff. So most people will just let the hospital, a lot of them have t-shirts or swaddling blankets, and the hospital provides those. So the hospital will kind of keep those on, and then once the bath happens, that's usually when a lot of parents want to put on their own clothes. So most of that looks like a sleeper. Something comfy for the baby. They don't need to be all dolled up in really cute frilly outfits just because they're just hanging out of the hospital and they're trying to sleep. So that's something that maybe 1 or 2 sleepers, something for them to be comfy in. Again, they'll probably be swaddled in a hospital blanket for a while. And like I said, it's a 2 to 3 day hospital stay. It's really not that long for baby. Another thing is to make sure you bring in, if you want pictures in the hospital, bring baby's picture outfit, and then that outfit for going home if you have a special outfit plan so that you can take pictures with that. So really 2 really cute outfits, 2 comfy outfits, and then things that I think people forget is if you have a sleeper or something where it like locks baby in, but it's not a swaddling blanket and you plan to use that at home, bring that to the hospital so that we can get baby used to it and you can learn how to use it effectively. If you plan and you have a blanket for baby to be swaddled, bring that in. Do not bring blankets that are just pretty. You want blankets that are meant to swaddle a baby. Babies have been in the womb and they're really tight and all crunched up. And you want to kind of stimulate that because that's what environment they're used to sleeping in. So the reason we swaddle them all tight is to make them super comfy and make them feel like they're kind of still inside mama. So make sure that the blankets you use are meant for that. I cannot tell you how many times I've had parents bring these like fluffy blankets and they do not swaddle the baby. So bring swaddling blankets if you want to use them. The other thing is bring your own hats, because babies for the first 24 hours do need to wear a hat most of the time to keep that temperature control. So if you have a cute hat that you really want them to wear, bring your own. And then things that I feel like people forget the most is babies' nails tend to come out kind of long. And we do not suggest you cutting their nails because their skin is so fine. You can file it, but even then, it's just better to leave the baby's nails alone because of the skin that's around it. So bring mittens or socks to pop on the baby's hands if they're really going to bother you that much. I know a lot of moms hate it when the baby has like the scratch marks all over their face. So bring mittens. I always give that as a gift at baby showers because I feel like people don't think about that. And then lastly, your lactation consultant, if they have one at the hospital, will not suggest this. Pacifiers. So if you're trying to initiate breastfeeding, most places will suggest that you don't use a pacifier for the first 24 hours, if not longer, just because sometimes it can cause issues with latching with baby. However, I'm just going to say from my perspective, from my opinion, if you plan to use a pacifier at home, we cannot stop you. So if you know for your sanity, especially if you're a second or third time mom and you know you're going to use a pacifier, bring the one you want to the hospital and have it with you and just bring it yourself. If you plan to use it, bring it. If you don't plan to use it, don't bring it. But just make sure if you do have one that you want and you want to use, just bring it to the hospital. And then you can try not to use it for the first 24 hours to kind of stick with the whole initiating the breastfeeding and making sure that's established, and then introduce the pacifier as you feel fit. Obviously, as a side note, you'll need the car seat. That's what you're going to bring baby home in. So I would have this bag packed. If you don't have things like a phone charger or stuff in it, I would just leave a little list on top of the suitcase. Have it in your closet, and anytime you go to the hospital, if you think you're in labor, just pop it in the car. You don't need to carry it all in with you until dad can go out, or your significant other or your spouse can go out and get it after you're told you're being admitted. But make sure you just bring it with you, because I cannot tell you how many people come and aren't going into labor and bring all their stuff in, or come and don't plan to stay and then they're stuck with us with nothing. I mean, obviously they can go home, but so I would just pop that in the back of your car, always have it with you, and always bring that car seat with you just in case you are stuck with us and you have your baby. So I hope that helped. Feel free to post questions below. If you like my videos, like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I hope that helped with your packing for your upcoming delivery. Thanks, guys.